Okay, so see next one sum. Everyone please concentrate. 3300 volt, 110 volt, 50 hertz, 60 kVA single phase transformer has the iron losses 600 watt. Primary and secondary winding resistances are two. So all of you can see resistances are very less, isn't it? R1, R2 value very less. So copper loss will be very less. Again, you can see on high voltage side, the resistance is more, and low voltage side resistance is less compared to HV side. Determine the efficiency of the transformer on full load. Full load efficiency you have been asked to calculate at pointed power factor load. So whatever is the formula of efficiency, what will be the value of N in that formula? N is what? You have been asked to calculate the efficiency at full load. So what will be the value of N, small n? Full actual load upon full load. So full load upon full load. So N will become 1. Cos phi is given. Full load kVA rating is given. 60 kVA. Okay. What else? Iron loss is also given. 600 watt. Copper loss. Directly not given. So how can we calculate here copper loss? Can anyone tell?
And say full load upon copper load.
How to calculate the copper loss? Can anyone tell here? What is the formula for copper loss we have seen? In general formula copper loss, I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2. Okay. So full load copper loss we want. So I1 and I2 also will be full load. So can you calculate I1 full load, I2 full load?
Yes.
Using this formula, yes, kVA rating into 10 to the power 3 divided by V1 you do. You will get I1 full load. Similarly, divided kVA rating into 10 to the power 3 divided by V2 you do. You will get I2 full load and then do I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2. Okay. So see here I1 square R1 this value, I2 square R2 this value. Add them, you will get total copper loss. Clear? How to calculate total copper loss?
Yes.
Or refer to primary also you can calculate, or refer to secondary also you can calculate. What is the formula for refer to primary? It's I1 square R1E. R1E is what? R1 plus R2 by K square. Okay, R2 divided by K square. Or refer to secondary, what is the formula? I2 square R2E. And what is R2E? R2 plus R1 dash. What is R1 dash? R1 into K square. Okay, that one formula number of times we have seen. You keep in your mind all the three formulas so that anyone wherever required you can use that to calculate the full load copper loss. And one general formula is this one, I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2. Okay, full load copper loss. So efficiency formula all of you know, N is 1. So kVA rating, cos phi given 0.8. So put the values and calculate the efficiency. Here what is important only how to calculate the copper loss. That is only the important thing. The rest only in efficiency formula you have to put the value. Any difficulty with this sum?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next type numerical, see here. Whatever is the observation table given to read the sum of single phase transformer when connected to a lamp load. Lamp load is given means what is the power factor? Unity. Assume this is constant. Not required here power factor, just I am telling to you. Okay, so lamp load and following is the it gives the following results. Okay, so V1 I1 W1, V2 I2 W2 means this is the readings of which method? Where we got these readings? V1 I1 W1, V2 I2 W2. What we call that method? Direct loading method. Okay. Now,
Yes.
for the first reading, what is the value of I2 and W2?
0, 0.
0 means first one reading is at. Is there any load connected on secondary or secondary is open? If I2 is 0.
No load condition.
No load condition.
No load condition.
So first one reading is at no load, and in the second one you can see I2 and W2 is there. So means some load is connected, isn't it? Okay. So can you calculate the efficiency here and voltage regulation of the transformer when the I2 is 25 ampere? So for second reading, I2 is 25 ampere for second reading. So for second reading, you have been asked to calculate the efficiency. How you will calculate efficiency?
Load W2 upon W1.
Very good. W2 by W1 will be the percentage into 100 will be the percentage efficiency, isn't it? And next, voltage regulation. So E2 minus V2 upon E2 into 100 is the formula for percentage voltage regulation. See here, this is the formula. So what will be the value of E2 you will take? E2 will be how much?
100.
100 volt, correct. Okay, so everyone can see here at no load reading value of V2 is 100 and that is E2. Okay, so 100 minus 97 upon 100 into 100, 3% voltage regulation. Okay, got it? Okay, voltage regulation formula we have seen. It's a change in voltage from no load to full load with respect to no load voltage. Okay, this one using this formula also you can calculate voltage regulation. Sometimes another formula you have to use. This one is the formula. Directly formula you keep in your mind. Its derivation not there in your syllabus. Okay, so this is the formula of voltage regulation. Another one. Sometimes this one you have to use to calculate voltage regulation, percentage voltage regulation. So here percentage R means nothing but it's a voltage regulation. Okay, so I2 into R2E. What is R2E? R2 is R2 plus R1 dash. And what is R1 dash? R1 into K square. Transfer of parameters we have seen. When you transfer the parameters from primary to secondary, multiplied by K square. Reverse if you do secondary to primary, divided by K square. Only for resistance and reactance. Okay. So R2E means 2 suffix hai to it's a resistance, total equivalent resistance referred to secondary hai. So secondary mein already R2 is there and R1 you transmit to secondary. So that will be R1 into K square, isn't it? Cos phi plus minus sign is there, then R2 into X2 is sin phi divided by E2 into 100. Okay. Directly formula you have to keep in your mind. Its derivation not there in your syllabus. So resistance, total equivalent resistance referred to secondary, total equivalent reactance referred to secondary. Now, when to use plus sign, when to use minus sign. See here, in second unit, we have seen lagging power factor, leading power factor. If it is a inductor is there, so for inductor current lags. So we have seen for series RL or if it is series RLC and more inductive. In both the cases, Z, its imaginary part is positive, isn't it? So if imaginary part is positive, what will be the phi? Phi will be positive or negative? Phi we get positive. Phi is tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Okay, so phi we get positive. So, so sign of plus phi will be plus sin phi.
Positive.
Means what is its meaning? Plus sign you have to use for lagging power factor. Whenever it is given to you, power factor is suppose 0.8 lagging. So in this formula, out of the two, which one sign you have to use here? Positive. Okay.
Positive.
And when you have to use negative, when it is given, suppose power factor is 0.75. Leading, right? Because leading power factor we have seen for capacitor current leads, isn't it?
Yes,
so whether it is series RC or series RLC more capacitive, so in that case Z, its imaginary part is positive, sorry, negative. Z, its imaginary part is negative for series RC or for series RLC more capacitive, isn't it? So if imaginary part is negative, then phi tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part, that phi you will get negative. So sign of minus phi will be what? Minus sin phi. Means what does it mean? whenever it is given to you, calculate voltage regulation for leading power factor, use here negative sign. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And whenever it's a resistive type of load, that is power factor is unity, it is given to you. Means power factor unity hai, means phi is 0 degree. And what is sine of phi? Sine of 0 degree then?
0.
0 it will
0.
be. Means you have to use only this one part. Isn't it? What the thing? Means this one
Yes,
formula you have to use for lagging, leading and unity power factor. So if it is given the power factor is lagging, use here plus sign. When it is given it is a leading power factor, use here negative sign and formula as it is. And whenever it is given to you unity power factor or resistive type of load, means phi is 0 degree. So this term will not be there because this complete terms become 0. Isn't it? And cos phi will be 1. Got it? Okay. That's it. So this formula everyone please keep in your mind. Okay. If you observe here, one more thing. In this formula, see two different formulas are there. This is the referred to secondary hai. Because here R2 is there, X2 is there, and I2 and E2. Only secondary side parameters are there. Means this one is the formula referred to secondary. Similarly, voltage regulation, another formula is there referred to primary. Got it? दोनों formula आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not there in your syllabus. Directly the formula you have to use. Now you can see on one screen both the formula. Upper one is referred to secondary and the lower one is referred to primary. ठीक है? And दोनों तरफ plus minus same as in both the formula. If lagging power factor given, use plus sign. In both the formula, if leading power factor given, use negative sign. And when it is purely resistive load, phi will be 0 degree. So sin phi term will not be there, isn't it? And cos phi will be 1. Okay. Okay. So we'll see numerical on this. This one numerical, everyone concentrate. 250 volt / 125 volt means step down transformer. It is 5 kVA means it's a full load kVA rating given. Single phase transformer. It has primary resistance 0.2 ohm and reactance 0.75 ohm. Okay. So primary winding resistance and reactance given to you. And all of you can see it is less. So copper loss will be less. Isn't it? Efficiency will be more. Secondary winding resistance 0.05 ohm and reactance 0.2 ohm. That is also very less, isn't it? And as it is a step down transformer, so resistance and reactance on secondary will be less compared to primary. So next, determine its voltage regulation when supplying full load. Load is given to you, it's a full load on 0.8 leading power factor. Then secondary terminal voltage on full load and 0.8 leading power factor. Okay, so we'll calculate voltage regulation first. Leading power factor के लिए. Leading power factor. So see here, two options are there. You can use the formula referred to primary, referred to secondary. Any one you can use. Okay, so here which one is used? Referred to secondary is used. Can everyone see the formula?
Yes, ma'am.
So formula, any formula you can use. Referred to primary you use, referred to secondary here also you can use. By both the formula you will get the same answer. Here calculations are shown with referred to secondary. Okay, so this is the formula. I2 full load you have to calculate, isn't it? How to calculate? We know kVA rating into 10 to the power 3 divided by V2, isn't it? See here, kVA rating into 10 to the power 3 divided by V2, 40 ampere is the I2 full load. This one everyone can do. Next is what is required, cos phi. I think cos phi is given. See here, 0.8. So cos phi is 0.8. So you can calculate sin phi also. Phi you have to calculate. Phi will be cos inverse of 0.8. And what is cos inverse of 0.8? I think you will get it 36 point something, and sine of that angle will be 0.6. Once 0.8 cos phi given to you, can everyone calculate sine phi also?
Yes, ma'am.
Cos phi is 0.8. So phi is cos inverse of 0.8. Some angle you will get, and sine of that angle will be sine phi. That is 0.6. Okay. So cos phi, sine phi we got. Cos phi, sine phi we got. I2 full load we have calculated. What's about E2 here? E2 is this one you have to take. E2 here you have to take as a V2. E2 they considered here as a V2. Okay. Okay. You consider it as a E2 is equals to V2. And next is what? See, which one parameter left? Only R2E and X2E. So formula we have seen, transfer of parameters. So referred to secondary hai. So primary side you resistance you transmit on secondary, it will become K square R1, and secondary side resistance is already R2, and K how you will calculate? V2 by V1, isn't it? V2 by V1, E2 by E1. So using this, you can calculate the K. So you will get R2E. Similarly, you can calculate X2E, because X1 and X2, R1 and R2 are given. K you have calculated E2 by E1. So using that R2A and X2E you get. Any difficulty with this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now what they have seen? Secondary terminal voltage on full load. हाँ, फुल लोड पे कितना रहेगा सेकेंडरी टर्मिनल वोल्टेज? ओके, वेट ऑन फुल लोड एंड 0.8 लीडिंग पावर फैक्टर. Secondary terminal voltage on full load and 0.8 leading power factor. If you get asked no load voltage, then it will be 125, isn't it? और यहाँ पे numerator में E2 है. So E2 is what? We have seen no load voltage number of times, isn't it? E2 no load voltage, and that is nothing but it's a 125 volt. That's why in this formula you can see E2 is considered 125. Okay. Now what you have been asked? Not the E2, secondary terminal voltage on full load. Means whenever you load secondary with full load, so across that full load, how much is the voltage? That is called as secondary terminal voltage. Secondary terminal voltage is nothing but it is the voltage across load. And how much load? Fully loaded. So for full load, 0.8 leading power factor. Okay. So for this 0.8 leading power factor, fully loaded, we have calculated voltage regulation, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So voltage regulation formula you know, E2 minus V2 upon E2 into 100. Now voltage regulation you have, E2 we know 125. Using this you can calculate the V2. What the things? So put here value. All of you can see voltage regulation as it is, they put. Negative here you get negative it is. And we have seen positive voltage regulation, negative voltage regulation. For which type of load voltage regulation is positive?
For
R and
lagging.
L. R and L. Very good, lagging. R and L type of load voltage regulation is positive, if you remember about it. In direct loading method I told you. And for capacitive type of load voltage regulation is negative. And if it is a capacitive type of load, means nature of power factor is leading, isn't it? So see here it is given to you 0.8 leading power factor, and that's why you got negative voltage regulation, isn't it? Okay. So another thing is, means here when to use plus and when to use minus, that I told you. Similarly, one more point is there, whatever this voltage regulation positive you will get for lagging power factor, isn't it? And also for unity power factor, positive you will get, means R and L type of load. And this voltage regulation value you will get negative for leading power factor, isn't it? Okay. See here, in this sum, voltage regulation, you have to calculate for all power factor, means lagging, leading and unity. Okay, so a single phase 440 volt, 220 volt, 220 volt, 10 kVA, 50 hertz. And so you can see here, it's a step down transformer. Full load kVA rating is 10, 50 hertz frequency, has a resistance 0.2 ohm and reactance 0.6 ohm on HV side. On HV side means HV is primary or secondary. High voltage winding is on primary or on secondary. HV stands for high voltage. High voltage is 440 or 220. More voltage is 440 or
secondary.
Huh?
Sorry, 440.
440 means HV is primary or secondary?
Primary.
This one everyone please concentrate. Sometimes what is done, 440 and 220 here they mention, and first of all they give the value of LV and then of HV. So you just check here HV is mentioned. So whatever this 0.6 and 0.2 is primary side parameters or secondary. That one you please take care. Okay. Sometimes reverse they give just to make the confusion. Okay, so whatever first one given, students take it as primary, next one secondary, but just check it whether these are the primary or secondary given. Okay, so 0.2 and 0.6 HV hai, means these are the primary side parameters. LV side also resistance and reactance given to you. So you have been asked to calculate a percentage regulation on full load. It's a fully loaded. Okay, and percentage voltage regulation you have to calculate for 0.8 lagging power factor, 0.8 leading power factor and unity power factor, means cos phi is given to you. Okay, so formula all of you know, either you use referred to primary or referred to secondary formula, anyone you can use. Now here see, this one is the lagging power factor. Here referred to primary formula they have used. This one is for leading power factor. Here also referred to primary is used, isn't it? So referred to primary. You can try this sum, referred to secondary also, same answer you will get. Now referred to primary, if it is, then here V1 we know how much is the V1? 440, isn't it? Then I1 full load you have to calculate. So I1 full load, how to calculate we know, number of times we have seen it, kVA rating into 10 to the power 3 divided by V1. Okay, I1 full load all of you can calculate. Cos phi is given, how much? 0.8. So when 0.8 is the cos phi, sin phi you will get 0.6, isn't it? That you know how to calculate. Now which one parameter left? R1E and X1E. So R1E is the total equivalent resistance referred to primary and reactance referred to primary. That one formula we know. Okay, so here K is required, and what is K? K is a transformation ratio. It's a V2 by V1. So 220 divided by 440 means how much it will be? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means 0.5, isn't it? K, we know it's a 0.5. So R1, R2 you put here, X1, X2 you put here, you will get R1E and X1E. How to calculate all parameters here clear? In this formula, any difficulty? First one for lagging power factor. And here as it is a lagging power factor means plus sign you have to use. Here also plus sign, so voltage regulation you will get positive. Okay, and that I already told you that for lagging power factor plus sign and voltage regulation, then obviously you will get positive. Any difficulty with this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then leading power factor, only what will be the difference? Minus sign will be there. The rest all values will be as it is, isn't it? You can check formula, only minus sign is there, all value as it is, and voltage regulation you will get negative because leading power factor hai, so negative voltage regulation. Why? Because V2 becomes greater than E2, and that's why you get voltage regulation negative. And unity power factor hai, तो ये जो formula है इसमें sin phi parameter 0 आ जाएगा, isn't it? So sin phi, see here 0 is there, so this one parameter will not be there, and the rest value will be as it is. R1 I1 R1E cos phi will be 1. So positive voltage regulation. Any difficulty? with this sum?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So can we start with 4th unit? Any difficulty in 3rd unit?
No, ma'am.
Okay, 4th unit. 4th unit is 3-phase AC circuit. Now 3-phase AC circuit, along with this, you have to learn elementary concept in which see generator. If you see what is the input mechanical and output is electrical. So it's a combination of mechanical and electrical system, isn't it? Motor, if you take, reverse is the thing. Electrical is the input, mechanical is the output. So it is also a combination of mechanical and electrical system. So in mechanical system, in 12th you have learned the terms work, power, energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, mass, isn't it? Torque, power. So such type of systems, combination of electrical and mechanical, we are going to simplify, and that comes under elementary concepts. Okay, so 2 things are there in this unit. First thing is 3-phase AC circuit, where 3-phase AC supply is connected across 3-phase balanced star or delta connected load. And first of all, theory part derivation we'll see for this, and then numericals on this we'll solve. And the next part is elementary concept. Okay. Okay. So everyone see here, 3rd unit we are going to start. First of all, we'll see the 3-phase AC circuit. So what do you exactly mean by 3-phase AC supply? That I'm going to tell to you. See here, when you see the system from generation up to distribution, it is like this. This is the generator, which is 3-phase AC generator. It is also called as alternator. It generates electricity in India in the form of 3-phase AC. Generating voltage, it can be 11 kV or 22 kV or 33 kV, and frequency is 50 Hertz. For generator, mechanical is the input and electrical is the output. It works on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. When you give mechanical input, it converts into electrical output. So whatever the suppose output it is generating at, everything is in the form of 3-phase AC. Yeah? Everything is in the form of 3-phase AC. So this one generator is 3-phase AC, transformer also 3-phase. This one also distribution transformer is 3-phase. So whatever the generator, its output is 3-phase AC and generating voltage is 33 kV. So if you are transmitting voltage, if you are transmitting electricity at this voltage, whatever the transmission losses takes place, I square R, that one you can minimize. How you can minimize it? This one 33 kV, rather than transmitting at 33 kV, this electricity over larger distance, transmit it at more voltage. So what you have to use? Step up transformer, isn't it? So this one is generating station. Next to it, it is a major substation where transformer is a major device. In generating station, generator is a major device. So transformer is used. Suppose it is going to step it up to 220 kV. So now current on primary will be more or current on secondary will be more of this 3-phase transformer. We have seen KVA rating is equals to V1 I1 is equals to V2 I2. Means V1 I1 is equals to V2 I2. Means if I do V2 by V1, I'll get I1 by I2. So my question is, for this step up transformer 3-phase, current will be more on primary or current will be more on secondary? V2 by V1 is equals to I1 by I2.
Current will be more on primary.
Current will be more on
Primary side.
Very good. Primary side, good. Means obviously it is less on secondary. So if current is reduced on secondary, so what's about I square R losses? Less transmission losses, isn't it? So why there is a need to use the step up transformer? Hope it is clear to everyone. To reduce the transmission losses. Got it? So if we use here step up transformer, current as voltage gets step up from 33 kV to 22 to 20 kV, nothing but current will be less. So I square R losses will be less. So electricity is transmitted over larger distance with less transmission losses as there is a reduction in current, isn't it? At 220 kV, three phases. Then we don't want 220 kV. We want how much? 220 volt, isn't it? Or in electrical lab, suppose we want 420 volt, three phase. Otherwise, everywhere single phase is required. Industries also require three phase 11 kV or 420, isn't it? So there is a need now to step it down once it reaches to distribution end, isn't it? So step down transformer to step it down to 11 kV. Now some industries, if require 11 kV, they can use it. And then further it is transmitted over smaller distance. This one is a step down transformer. Three phase transformer means three windings on primary and three windings on secondary. They are either star connected or delta connected. Okay. Now this one 11 kV over smaller distance it is transmitted, and this one is the distribution transformer. This one you can find backside of our workshop also in our college. सिर्फ वहाँ पे ये जो है ना ये voltage, this one here I have written 11 kV. So whatever the transformer backside of our college means workshop, here it is a 22 kV. It receives electricity at what voltage? 22 kV, three phase AC. And then it step it down. सिर्फ मैंने reverse निकाला है यहाँ पे. As the supply it comes from earlier transformer, what I have done here, primary you can see on right hand side and secondary on your left hand side. Okay, so it's a step down transformer hai. So whatever it is electricity reaches to this side 11 or 22 kV, it step it down to 420 volt. So here it's a distribution transformer. This is also three phase. Three windings are there on primary, three windings are there on secondary. So these three windings are primary, secondary, they are either star or delta connected. Okay. Now, whatever is this distribution transformer, which you find at the distribution end, near to load centers, near to commercial, residential area, industries, it is institute, it is the distribution transformer. Its secondary three windings are there on this side. So these three windings are star connected. Means like this. See. This one is one winding, second winding, and the third winding. So these three windings, they are one terminal of each is connected together. This one point is called as star point or neutral point, and from this point one wire is tapped, and that is called as neutral wire. And from first winding, another terminal R phase. Second winding, it's another terminal Y phase, and the third winding, it's another terminal B phase. So like this, we are getting three phase 4-wire AC supply, RYB neutral. Okay, so here see, this one I have shown RYB neutral. So what are these terminal clear to everyone? MCQ question. Distribution transformer, its secondary is always star connected or delta connected. So how it is connected always in star? Huh? MCQ question. Okay. So these whenever, so like this RYB neutral. RYB neutral. So this is called as three phase 4-wire AC supply. And then from this distribution transformer, its secondary RYB neutral, this one, three phase 4-wire AC supply. It is tapped to every building with the help of cable. Okay, so 4-core cable you can see. In practical, we have learned about the cables. So you may have learned 2-core cable, 3-core cable, 4-core cable. So here 4-core cable is required. RYB neutral. So this one is a cut section of the cable and its front view, isn't it? So RYB neutral, like this core reaches to every building, and this one cable is tapped from distribution transformer, its secondary. And once this one cable reaches to every building, three phase 4-wire AC supply, like in electrical lab, we require this one, RYB neutral. So this one is available there. Now, in every classroom, otherwise the rest tube-light fans, they require single phase. So once this cable, 4-core cable reaches to every building, RYB neutral, this 3-phase 4-wire AC supply, what is done? Some load they put on R2 neutral, some load on Y2 neutral, and some load of that building they put on B2 neutral. So we are going to derive for star. This is nothing but these are the connection tapped from distribution transformer, its secondary winding, and how secondary winding is connected in star. So for star, we'll derive whatever is the line voltage divided by √3 is the phase voltage. This one formula will derive. So like we say every time single phase AC voltage is constant 220 volts. Similarly, at the distribution end, whatever the 3-phase AC supply available everywhere, that is also constant. 420 volt, 50 hertz, 3-phase AC supply. 420 volt means what? Voltage you measure across RY, 420, across YB, 420, across VR, 420, it will be. But if you measure it R2 neutral or Y2 neutral or B2 neutral, you will get it 420 divided by √3, that is VPH. So VL by √3 is VPH. 420 is called as line voltage, which is across RY, YB and VR. And VPH is called as phase voltage, which is 420 divided by √3, that is the 220 to 230 to 40, you get it. And this is called as phase voltage, R2 neutral, Y2 neutral, and B2 neutral. So what do you exactly mean by 3-phase AC supply and single phase AC supply? Is this clear to everyone? Have you got it? 3-phase 4-wire AC supply means what? RYB neutral. These are the terminals tapped from distribution transformer at secondary. This is the 3-phase AC supply. Line to line voltage is 420 volt, which is constant. And whenever we say it's a single phase AC supply, means some load is put on R2 neutral, some on Y2 neutral, and some on B2 neutral. Got it? Single phase and 3-phase AC supply?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now next. So 3-phase AC supply we are getting RYB neutral, isn't it? 3-phase 4-wire AC supply terminals. Now this 3-phase AC supply we are going to apply across some load. 3-phase load, star connected or delta connected. That one also we'll see. Now whatever that 3-phase AC supply we are getting, it is generated with the help of generator, isn't it? Here I told you this one, see. This one is a generator. It is generating that 3-phase AC voltage. Then it is a step up, then step down, further step down, and then we get it. So whatever this generator, we give it to this one we have seen for single phase also. If you remember, this is the north pole, south pole, magnetic field is there between north and south pole. Its direction is from north to south pole. Now in this stationary magnetic field, you put one coil, this one blue color is a coil, and that you go on rotating in clockwise direction. You are rotating it, nothing but you are giving mechanical input to it. Okay, so as you go on rotating it, like this induced EMF get induced in that coil. This one we have seen in second unit, isn't it? Its expression is Vm sine of omega t. So this one is the single coil. Like this, 3 coils you use. And in 3-phase AC generator, these 3 coils are so designed or so put up on stator so that phase difference will be there of 120 degree. Like this is the arrangement. See here what is done. You can see EMF is induced in the rotating part. This is nothing but you can say it's a smaller one generator. So this one is called as a pole. This one, it is stationary part. This one part is stationary, that is called as stator. And this one winding, wherever it is on the rotor, both are cylindrical circular. Their axis is common. Centrally, you will find it's a shaft where we give mechanical input. And then on it, cut section will show you. See, centrally it's a shaft. On it, rotor core is there, then air gap is there, and then the stator core. So this one part is nothing but on stator. This one part is nothing but on rotor here right now. So this one is the case for smaller size generator. But if it is the larger one, reverse is the case. Reverse means what? This winding will be on stator and this one part will be on rotor. Okay. So in both the cases, it works on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and it generates electricity, and input is mechanical, output is electrical. Only the construction is reversed. Okay. So whatever is the construction, whatever the EMF get induced, now here single winding is there, you will get like this induced voltage. Like this, you take 3 windings and then rotate them. Okay. So the 3 windings are distributed either on stator or on rotor. If it is smaller, on rotor. If it is larger, these will be on stator. So what these are so placed or distributed all over stator or rotor so that EMF induced in them will be, their peak will be same. Nature also will be same, purely sinusoidal. Angular frequency also same, omega. Only Y phase voltage, induced voltage lags R phase by 120 degree and B phase induced voltage lags R phase by 240 degree. Okay, so whatever is the EMF induced in 3 windings, rather than single winding, here you will find 3 windings, and rather than single turns, many turns are there. Okay, more the voltage, more will be the turns. So R phase induced voltage, EM sin of omega t, Y phase induced voltage, EM sin of omega t minus 120 degree, and the B phase induced voltage is EM sin of omega t minus 240 degree. This one you can say instantaneous voltage equation. Okay, so these are denoted by small letters. All of you can see here, small letters are there, and these are the function of time, instantaneous equations. So this is the mathematical representation. Peak is same. All 3 are purely sinusoidal waveform. Angular frequency is also same, omega. That's why it is called as symmetric 3-phase AC supply. Okay. Now this is the mathematical representation. The same waveform you can represent in the form of phasor diagram also, because AC have parameters, magnitude and direction continuously changes. So you can represent it in the form of phasors. How to represent that we have seen in the phasor diagram. What we denote? RMS value. Magnitude will be equal to RMS value. So this is the R phase voltage. Now you can see here Y phase lags R phase by 120 degree minus sign minus 120 degree means lagging to it, and lagging parameter in phasor diagram we represent in clockwise direction. So all of you can see Y phase lags to R phase by 120 degree. Magnitude will be same. If peak is same there, RMS also will be same, and you can see here B phase voltage further lags to R phase voltage by 240 degree, isn't it? So this one angle is 120 and Y lags R by 120 degree and B lags R by 240 degree. So phasor diagram representation clear? Symmetric 3-phase AC supply. So this is the equations, mathematical form, and this one is the phasor diagram. Okay, so clear about the symmetric 3-phase AC supply?